WNCN Today.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. Thanks for waking up with us on WNCN Today. I'm Mike Gonzalez in for Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Sharon Tazzle. So much energy, you see that?
Hey,
wow.
you know, I've had a lot of coffee today. You know, they
cup right there.
They drug me, and I'm like, Sharon, when can I get some more coffee?
Thanks for watching WNCN Today. I'm Stephen Chase.
And I'm Mike Gonzalez. Glad that you're with us on this Friday morning. You finally made it. Sean, good evening. It sure would. And the governor says this is a really big announcement for the state. Miles from Fairchild Air Force Base, but one of the biggest problems that they have here is people knowing that they're here. Randy, things really starting to heat up out here at Washington and Montgomery. We're going to step right out of the way. SWAT team on the scene with their armored vehicle. They just pulled in. It really put things into perspective. Absolutely unbelievable scene. There is their armored car in action, about to cross that yellow. Some say John Boehner was the big winner in this thing. He had to reach across the aisle. What's your take on this?
Some of the cream in the middle, that's a no-no.
Yeah. No, that just means we're going to eat like 10 times.
Yeah, that's what I think, yeah.
That's usually what happens. They make it thinner, and then you have to eat more.
Then the bag is gone.
Scoop it out.
I have no idea how that happened.
Unbelievable. So a high of 97 degrees is what I'm hearing. I'm sweating. I'm sweating already. And thanks so much. Well, we've been telling you about GlaxoSmithKline's big announcement, and it is finally here. And I'm so excited to be with Becky Lynch. She's the community relations manager from 4 members of one Triangle family were injured, some very severely. Today, the Gorham family's lawyer spoke with WNCN about how that family is recovering a year after being thrown off the vortex. Can't imagine what they're going through. That was Eileen Park reporting. The family's lawyer says they are currently overwhelmed with the medical bills, already reaching in the millions of dollars, as you heard in the story. And if you'd like to help them out, you can find out how on our website. It's WNCN.com. Just a reminder, if you are heading out to the State Fair tonight, you're going to see some traffic changes. Troopers have closed the eastbound and westbound exit ramps leading from Wade Avenue onto Blue Ridge Road. The ramps will be closed until 9 o'clock tonight and from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. tomorrow. For more information on traffic closures and parking for the State Fair, just head to our website. Once again, it's WNCN.com. Look under the Don't Miss It section. Speaking of the fair, you couldn't have asked for a better day to attend. Let's check in with meteorologist Bill Ray to see if this weather's going to stick around.
It was so perfect, and everybody decided, I think, to go in the middle of the afternoon.
True, yeah.
That traffic jam, I'm telling you, everybody's being told to go to Edwards Mill Road, and that's causing I think to go in the middle of the afternoon.
True, yeah.
That traffic jam, I'm telling you, everybody's being told to go to Edwards Mill Road. And that's causing everybody to, because they always listen, go to Edwards Mill Road, which is causing traffic jams. I was driving by, stuck in traffic, thinking, you know, if I was going to the fair, I'd be trying to find a little sneaky other way to go. I'm not suggesting that, but I'm telling you, it was quite a mess on Wade Avenue a little earlier today. But once you get in, it is gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous this evening. We'll show you the evening forecast coming up. But for our last day, I can't believe it's going to end. The end of the State Fair tomorrow. The streak of beautiful weather continues. Noontime 65, 73 at 4 o'clock. That'll be our high. And the last fireworks of the fair at 9:45 Sunday night, low 50s. I was there last night, and it was about the same temperature. It was quite nice. Now, overnight, we're not going to be as chilly as this morning. By the way, we got down to 39 this morning. We're going to hold it at 50. We'll talk more about that coming up and look into the last week of October's weather in a few minutes. Mike?
All right, Bill, looking forward to that. Thanks so much. A teenage girl hit by a car last night on Capitol Boulevard has died. Police say that 17-year-old Kamisha Vines was crossing the road near Cavalry Drive when she was hit around 7 o'clock last night. The driver in that incident has not been charged. Last month, you may remember, a 50-year-old man was hit at that same intersection. The driver in that case took off and has not been found. We'll have more on that on WNCN News at 11. The fight against Ebola continues tonight. The focus this time, the New York area now, where officials have really stepped up how they're going to deal with those who've had contact with anyone infected with the disease, including international aid workers, doctors, and nurses as well. Jay Gray reports from New York. U.S. is moving forward with its pledge to help Liberia fight Ebola. Today, the commander of the 101st Airborne Division took over a crucial part of the mission. That unit is moving hundreds of troops into the nation to help build field hospitals. The facilities will provide testing laboratories and 1,700 additional beds. Here in our area, many people are pitching in to help West African countries deal with the growing Ebola crisis. This man, Moses Diouf, for example, he co-founded FightingEbola.org. He collects donated essentials like gloves, protective gear, soap bars, and goggles. Today, he held a collection event at Moore Square in downtown Raleigh.
We don't want another, disease right now in the 21st century, wiping out thousands and thousands of people. It can be stopped, and that's what we're doing.
He says donated items will be shipped to embassies in Liberia, Sierra Leone, as well as Guinea. Senator Kay Hagan is getting some big support today in her re-election bid. Hillary Clinton appeared with Hagan at a campaign event in Charlotte. Hagan is locked in a really close battle with House Speaker Thom Tillis. Both sides are enlisting the help of some national political figures. Last night, Thom Tillis appeared with Texas Governor
invest in education, not cut it and put our teachers and our students at risk. You can count on Kay to raise the minimum wage, not eliminate it.
In the meantime, last night, Thom Tillis appeared with Texas Governor Rick Perry at an event in Johnston County. Local moms are teaming up to make early voting a family affair. Take a look. Several organizations came together today at the Durham Main Library to throw a special voting party. It had everything from snacks, stories to democracy-inspired activities. The event ended with a parade to a polling location on North.
This is WNCN News at 6.
Right now at 6, here's a live look at Stock the Sled. We at WNCN are teaming up with Capital City Closets to collect toys for kids in need this holiday season. There are drop-off locations in Raleigh and Durham. WNCN anchor Sean Maroney, as well as our chief meteorologist Wes Hohenstein, are helping out tonight. We'll check in with them in just a moment. But first, here's another example of the dangers that North Carolina students face just trying to get on their school bus. 17-year-old Lily Yang is in the hospital tonight after getting hit by a car at her bus stop today in Montgomery County. She's a junior at West Montgomery High School. That driver, his name is Yevgeny Rexon. He faces felony charges tonight. He told troopers he thought he was passing a fire truck. Well, authorities in Durham are cracking down on drivers who pass stop school buses. Today, the Durham PD made patrols throughout the city to catch drivers in the act. WNCN Shamiriel Ratliff is live with some of those results. Shamiriel?
Yeah, Mike, the plan is called Operation What's the Rush, and officers say the whole point of it is to keep kids safe. Now, today, officers at Durham PD hit the roads with 3 objectives: looking out for drivers passing stop school buses that are loading and unloading children, drivers who aren't wearing seatbelts, and people who speed through school zones. Officers say this operation is important to them because too many young lives have been lost.
We're tired of seeing kids get hurt and hearing on the news and hearing the deaths. I mean, a lot of us have kids, and it just gets to us, and we just want to focus more on that for the safety of the kids.
Now, we weren't able to catch any drivers out violating any laws while we shadowed them, but other units were successful. I'm told that there were 3 stop arm violations and 26 violations for speeding through a school zone. Live in Durham, Shamiriel Ratliff, WNCN News.
All right, it continues to be an issue. Thank you, Shamiriel. And you can help us out by spreading the message. It is easy. You can raise awareness just by using the hashtag #BreakForBuses on social media to put that to an end. We're learning more about the confrontation with officers that left a Sanford man dead. It happened Wednesday in the 600 block of Magnolia Street. Our Steve Sprasia explains why officers were trying to serve those warrants.
1033, shots fired, 621 Magnolia. All cars near 621 Magnolia, 16th calling 1033, shots fired, shots fired.
Before that dramatic radio call, which was released to us under a public records request, Officer Brantley Brown was trying to serve this pair of warrants on Travis Faison at 1:39 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Those warrants detail a December 5th shooting and robbery supposedly committed by Faison. They say that Faison was with a man named Tony Bristow on this section of Vernon Street when Faison is accused of shooting Bristow with a black firearm and robbing him of $308. A Vernon Street resident told me off camera that her barking dogs alerted her to that shooting. Bristow was found with a gunshot wound to the arm. When police came to Faison's home to arrest him, he was on the phone with his cousin, who says he heard,
"Turn around, get down." And that's all I heard. Then I heard scuffling. I heard a gunshot.
The audio recordings of Officer Brantley Brown's radio transmissions in the moments after the shooting indicate that Faison was armed.
I got one black male shot. He's got a gun in his hand still.
We wanted to ask Faison's relatives about that radio call today, but the family says it's hired a lawyer who has advised them not to talk anymore. Previously, they denied there were any guns in the home. I'm Steve Sprazier, WNCN News.
Steve, thank you. And other news tonight, the FBI is looking into the hanging death of a North Carolina teenager in a case that was ruled a suicide. It happened in the town of Bladenboro back in August. That's when 17-year-old Lennon Lacey was found hanging from a swing set with a belt and a dog leash around his neck. Family members say neither the belt or the leash belonged to Lennon. And he never showed any signs of depression either. The district attorney forwarded the case to the FBI. The NAACP is marching tomorrow to demand a thorough investigation. A convenience store customer is dead after an attempted robbery. It happened last night south of Fayetteville in the town of Red Springs. Police say that two men entered Roscoe's on Main Street, shot the clerk on duty as well as a customer. That customer was 74-year-old James Johnson. He was killed in the incident. Right now, 2 to 3 suspects are at large.
It's just devastated, not only for the crime, but also that one of our residents was murdered and that there was another citizen of our community that was shot and injured.
That clerk was shot in the back but is expected to recover. He told WNCN he drew a pistol during that robbery and returned fire. Raleigh apartment complex has some serious damage after a car drove right into it. Take a look. It happened around midnight in the 5900 block of Oak Meadow Lane. Investigators charged that driver, 26-year-old Brandon Looseman, with hit and run. Looseman did have some minor injuries from that crash, but investigators say the apartments on the first and second floors are no longer livable. With Christmas less than 2 weeks away, WNCN is trying to make sure that every kid has a gift underneath the tree. Stock the Sled is a toy drive for the Salvation Army. Sean Maroney is live at the Walmart on New Hope Commons Drive in Durham. And Sean, how are things going today? Looks like you got a lot of presents out there. And I'm Mike Gonzalez. So glad that you're with us on this Thursday. Emma Wright is in Chapel Hill this morning with the latest on that hazmat evacuation.
And Mike Lamia is keeping a close eye on your morning commute.
And meteorologist Lisa Corfont is here with another hot forecast. Good morning.